We have some breaking news, folks, that Alfred is no longer a cyclone. So we referred to this with Rob a short time ago when I asked you, Rob, and Rob's here to explain now, the chances of this, given its activity over the past 12, 24 hours was somewhat erratic and very slow. What were the chances of it running out of puff? It's now an ex-cyclone.
Yeah, you called it, Pete.
Well, you don't want to be right too many times, but I'll take it in some moments. But does that mean the power is going to be any less for residents who might well be in the firing line?
It means that the wind threat is still reducing. There's still some damaging winds on the southern side of the system, but for it to be no longer a tropical cyclone, it means that to be officially a tropical cyclone, it needs to have damaging winds or gusts above 90 kilometres an hour in 3 quadrants. So in the southeast, the southwest and the northwest, for instance, of the system. And now it's only on the southern side of the system that we've got those damaging winds. So it's no longer damaging all the way around the system, meaning that it's no longer a tropical cyclone, but it still has that threat of damaging gusts. So trees will probably continue to come down in parts of Queensland today as this system moves in, but there's still, of course, the serious rain threat with this system, and that is, I'd say, the main story now with this event. So let's have a look at where it is right now. So it crossed over Stradbroke Island and Moreton Island, and right now it is still just between Cape Moreton and the Sunshine Coast. So it's still just out to sea now as a low pressure system, an ex-tropical cyclone, and it's going to make landfall as a low in the next few hours. So it's still very slow moving, but it's likely to make a little bit more of a westward turn. The story, though, is, of course, the rain. So let's have a look at those totals. They have been continuing to fly upwards. Lismore up to 140 odd now, Gold Coast above 110, and Brisbane starting to see that number climb close to 43 in the gauge. So we're going to continue to see particularly these heavy bands just south of the system, and as it pushes over land, we'll probably start to see the rain intensify even further. So through this event, we've also seen some pretty windy weather. Yesterday, gusts to 120 at Cape Byron, and this morning, we've still seen Cape Byron gusts to 111 kilometres an hour. That's actually in the last hour, that 111k gust that's been reported. So still some very significant wind on the southern flank of the system, despite it being a low pressure system. So that tropical cyclone warning on screen, that has been cancelled now. There's no tropical cyclone warning anymore. It's now all about what's going on in the rivers, Pete.
But Rob, I mean, this doesn't change what your concerns were over the past couple of days, right? I mean, the winds, yes, okay, they may have been a factor, and look, the surf was wild, but it was always going to be about the rain. Tropical cyclone, category 1, 2s, they're at the lower end of the scale. But it's all about the rain, the flooding afterwards, which is still in play.
Yeah, well and truly still in play. Yeah. So as we look at the forecast for our low pressure system coming in, you can see the forecast for now is just these red bands. But as we look further into the future, forecast modelling is indicating these black bands of rain likely to come over land, including into parts of the Brisbane area, and particularly later on today and into tonight. So this won't be done anytime soon from a rainfall perspective as this system comes over land over the coming hours. So we'll have to watch it very closely. Floodwaters will continue to rise. There's still these severe weather warnings in place from the Bureau of Meteorology, particularly for heavy rainfall, with those intense falls still a chance through today. Pete?
Okay, Rob Sharpe, well done. Appreciate that.